Kia ora and welcome to today's video where I am sharing with you guys my 6-month update through the journey into motherhood. How weird is that? I'm a mother, I'm a mum. It's still something that I am getting used to, hearing myself being called mum. I think it will still take a while for that to sink in, maybe until Kira actually starts calling me mum. But anyway, it has been an incredible, mind-blowing, world-changing journey so far. So much has happened in the first 6 months, like so much happens in half a year. It just takes so much energy for your brain to grasp like this new transition in life. Well, I feel that's how it's been for me. Kira is such an amazing sleeper, and by amazing I mean that she sleeps 10 hours every single night. So that means I'm getting a solid night's sleep every single night. Now Kira has actually been sleeping through the night, believe it or not, from 3 weeks old. It started off around 6-hour stints, and then as she's gotten older her night sleeps have just gotten longer and longer. But for that reason there, I actually went through a really tough season, which I feel so dramatic saying this because I get a decent sleep every single night. I should have nothing to complain about. So from 3 months on, that is the time where everybody says, you know, you've hit the 3-month mark, everything, you feel like you've gone back to normal, your baby is a lot easier, you know your baby, you know your routine, and life just gets a lot easier in general. So once the 3-month mark hit, something switched in my mind, like, okay, we're at the 3-month mark, I need to step my game up. Because I was having a solid night's sleep every single night, in my mind I thought, hey, I've got no excuse, I've got no reason to complain. I'm not sleep deprived, so I do not have any reason at all to be slacking off. So I really pushed myself and forced myself to do a lot better. I was forcing myself to have meals prepared, to have a hot dinner cooked every single night, to have an immaculately clean house every single day. I also set the bar and set, I guess, general life expectations a lot higher because I was getting that good night's sleep. So I was pushing myself in all areas of life, and because I wasn't working, I was thinking, okay, this mum life is my full-time job now. If my husband's at work every day working and making money, then I need to be working as hard as he does here at home. So I just had these ridiculous expectations that I never met. Like, I would beat myself up if there were dirty dishes left in the kitchen. I would beat myself up if there were dirty clothes left in the washing, or clean clothes left out to dry that weren't folded and put away. And it was just this continuing cycle of pressuring myself and in this like anxious bubble of to-do lists and never-ending jobs, and always wanting to strive for more and better myself. And ultimately I was exhausting myself, not only physically but mentally as well. Even though I was getting a good night's sleep, adding that extra pressure on myself, it gave myself less mind space to focus on Kira and focus on the important things, you know, engaging with her. I would push her to the side because cleaning the house was my priority, and I would prioritize cooking over spending time with her. So she would either be in her bouncer or on her playmat. I'm so blessed that she's such a chilled out little baby. She'd just be happily there looking at her toys or learning, you know, how to hold things and putting toys in her mouth, you know, all that fun baby stuff, that fun stuff that they do. And then after about 2 months of that, something just clicked in my mind, like, I can't keep doing this to myself. That's been my main area that I've struggled with, is just giving myself this mental pressure that I have to be this perfect, amazing housewife, when really I'm like, what's even the point? Just chill out, man. Those thoughts still pop up in my head now and again, but I just have to remember, hey, I don't have to be this perfect mum. I don't have to have a perfect house. I just want to be a happy mum with a happy baby. With my relationship with my husband, we're still as strong as ever. Of course, with the baby, your life and your relationship changes a lot. If my husband ever like left clothes around, I would like lose my nut, you know, because I'd just been cleaning all day and then he comes and messes it up, and that creates tension amongst us too. If either of us have any issues, if we ever have any little squabbles, we're not really a couple that argues. Jaden's very calm, he's very cool-headed. If things ever get heated, we kind of just go into silent mode and kind of go into our own zones just to really think about any issues. Then we come back and resolve it once things have cooled down. We find it important in our relationship just to make sure that communication is there, make sure that we keep loving each other and respecting each other as well. Another area where I pressured myself to be better was with expressing milk. Now I would force myself to stay up later once I put Kira to bed and pump more milk, and it would be physically, mentally, emotionally exhausting trying to build up a freezer stock of frozen milk for Kira, and it was just so exhausting. And I thought, you know what, stuff it. I don't need to pressure myself. I don't need to be physically, emotionally draining myself. Well, another area that I struggled with was with my weight. Now it's always kind of been an issue for me. I've always kind of tried to be fit and tried to eat healthy and tried to stay like at a reasonable weight. And in my pregnancy, just before I had her, so I was 102 kgs, like standing on the scales and seeing them going up and up and up, that was just like, whoa, mind-blowing. Holy shimoly, I am so heavy. So after I had her, I weighed myself 3 days later and I was down to 90 kgs. So I lost over 10 kgs, baby weight, placenta, fluid, etc. And I'm currently sitting at 80 kgs, which is a lot heavier than I would like. But then again, I am not putting pressure on myself to lose weight because I am still breastfeeding and I am eating like a horse. Like, I am so starving all the time. I feel like I'm never satisfied. I know that's from breastfeeding. Even with portion sizes, I feel like for meals I eat roughly about the same amount as Jaden. So to be honest, I'm not really gonna bother with trying to lose weight or trying to watch what I eat. I honestly eat anything and everything, meats, carbs, sugar, lollies, cakes, whatever, just get it in me. Once we stop breastfeeding, then I'll think about changing my diet and adding in a bit more exercise, but for now I'm just going to be comfortable sitting at my 80 kgs. And yeah, and the last issue was definitely my tummy and my stretch marks. So I actually got my very first stretch marks when I was 15 weeks pregnant. I started showing very early. My stomach was huge, like I was way out here. Yeah, it's definitely been something that I've had to learn to embrace. And honestly now I don't even care. Okay, so I'll show you what my belly looks like. These are my pre-pregnancy jeans. They fit through my legs, but they're super tight around my tummy, mainly because I've got all of this extra skin. So here we go. Sorry, I've got a crease from the jeans being a bit too tight because I have to kind of stuff my tummy in there. But here it is. Here I've got this super weird belly button, so that it kind of just hangs super jiggly. Still got the line down the middle, and yeah, lots of very dark stretch marks still. and lots of loose skin. So that is the mum tum. Yeah, I'm not fussed at all. It does make wearing clothes a little bit tricky because I'm not embarrassed about my stomach or my stretch marks, but I just want to make sure that I'm comfortable in the clothes that I'm wearing, and I just need to remember modesty as well, so that my skin's not hanging out, or shorts aren't too short, or you know what I mean. Well, I think that is everything that I've been struggling with over the past 6 months. I've gotten over these issues and I've put them behind me, and I'm just working on myself and making sure that I'm keeping positive, trying to keep my mind decluttered as much as possible. Easier said than done though, right? But things are really looking up for us. Kira is an amazing, chilled out little baby, and she just makes life so much happier and brighter for me and for our little family. And honestly, I feel so blessed because there's some people out there that have way more intense issues than me. You know, there's solo parents who have to do it all on their own. There are mums who don't have supportive parents. There are mums who are isolated, that live out in the middle of nowhere, that have no like person-to-person contact at all. Or there are mums whose babies don't sleep at all. And honestly, I really feel blessed that I have a baby who is an amazing sleeper, because I love my sleep. I always have and I always will. And if I had sleep deprivation, I don't even know how I would survive, man. And I feel like I would not have made it through those issues without a supportive husband, amazing parents, my amazing sister, and my solid group of friends as well. And it's been really important that I've had those friends to turn to for advice, or for a shoulder to cry on, or for just somewhere to vent and have a big fat moan to. I think it's important to vent. I think it's important to let it out. That works for me, because if I keep things bottled up and compressed, I just explode. And we don't want that to happen, do we? Honestly, if you've got an issue, if you've got something stuck in your head, go and find a friend, go and find a family member, or talk to God, let it all out. Yeah, don't keep it bottled up inside, because that's when things start getting a bit ugly. I'm very glad that things are a lot better for us and our little family. I'm glad that I've been able to work through those issues with strong, supportive friends and family around me. If you're going through some challenges, no matter what stage you are in motherhood, or if you are pregnant at the moment and you're soon to be a mum, or if you don't have kids at all, please make sure that you find a friend or a family member or someone you can trust to talk to. I guarantee there's somebody out there who wants to listen. Feel free to message me if you want, and I'd love to share in your journey as well. There's been people that have helped me through issues, so I'd love to be the person to help you through issues as well. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me complain about my difficult life. Just kidding. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Don't forget, if you're struggling through something, go and find somebody to talk to, or if you like, feel free to flick me a message. I'd be more than happy to chat. Have an amazing day. Take care. Ka kite anō.